We have another case of a young athlete escaping justice after sexually abusing a woman, though this time it's actually a bit worse. According to the Des Moines Register, Nicholas Fifield, was scheduled for a court date on August 18th to face a felony charge of third-degree abuse of a person, quote, suffering from a mental defect or incapacity which precludes giving consent. Now, authorities state that then 17-year-old Fifield met the 18-year-old woman via the internet and received permission from her parents and staff at the Des Moines group home where she lives to take her out on a date to see a movie. Okay. Well, so he picks her up. He says he's going to take her to a movie, gets all this permission, and then instead of going to the movie, he's alleged to have brought her back to his home to sexually assault her. Oh, no. So what happened, right? According to the police report, he's alleged to have forced her to fondle his genitals. While she continued protesting, she said, no, I don't want to do this. You're going to do it anyway. And that's what's alleged. So, look, this is bad, right? It's bad when it happens in a normal circumstance, but the fact that she has a mental illness, well, that makes it so much worse. So what exactly do I mean by mental illness? Well, in the criminal complaint, authorities state that the unidentified woman has clinical diagnoses of mild mental defectiveness, autism, and alcohol and drug-related birth defect syndrome. She also suffers from PTSD, a language disorder that makes it communication difficult, and a major depressive disorder that produces brief reactive psychotic episodes. Holy crap. Jesus. Now, the fact that he assaulted this girl makes him a predator. But what's also bad is how this case came to light in the national press. The article states that Fifield's case may not have made news if it weren't for parents of other teens at his high school who questioned the fact that he was only suspended for one tennis meet after being arrested. Remember, he was arrested for a felony, right? That's what the original charge was, okay? Now, other students who were there were like, this guy allegedly assaults a woman, abuses a mentally ill woman sexually, and gets 1 day. Somebody who's drinking, for example, gets suspended and gets a heavier suspension, far longer than this guy. Well, it's important to note that Fifield's father was also the coach. So basically, you drink, you're out of here. If you force a mentally ill woman to do sex acts on you, well, you end up getting a suspension for 1 game because, well, my coach, the coach is my dad, so, that's not cool. And look, under West Des Moines' current student conduct code, the minimum penalty for a student accused of felony sex abuse is 10% of the activity scheduled, or at least 1 match or game. The maximum is to suspend the student from activities indefinitely. Now, you could say that, look, he didn't actually get convicted, so why should there be any more punishment? Why should there be a suspension? Well, under terms of the proposed deal, Fifield was allowed to take an Alford plea to a lesser charge of assault with intent to commit serious injury, meaning that he admits no guilt, but acknowledges that the prosecution had enough evidence to convict him. That's fucked up. So basically, they've got evidence on him. He admits it, that he has enough evidence, but he doesn't admit guilt. So he ends up taking a lesser charge and faces probation. Now, how can they justify this? Well, Polk County Attorney General John Sarcone defended this plea deal by stating, quote, "These are 2 people with a lot of issues between them." I wonder what one of those issues could be. The fact that he tried to force her to do sex acts on him? That could be an issue. He also adds, and this will piss you off, prison would not do this kid any good. You know what didn't do that girl any good? Being sexually assaulted. But he did it, and he should face some consequences. And besides, if you think that anybody but a white athlete did the same thing, that they wouldn't actually throw the book at him, imagine if you will, a black kid doing this to a mentally ill woman. You think they go easy on him? No, of course not. And they shouldn't go easy on him. There should be an equal application of justice, because this is a serious crime. But just like in the Brock Turner case, they took a look at this kid, the prosecutors, they took a look at him and go, well, that looks like my kid. And he's a tennis star. He's a tennis star. There, but for the grace of God, go I. This kid's got so much going for him. Look at how good at tennis he is. I don't want to ruin his life. I don't want to ruin his chances. Well, what about the girl who's probably now suffering even more problems than what she was dealing with before because of this? What about her? What about her justice? What about her life? Does that not matter too? And here's the really sick thing. He got on the internet, sought her out, and probably thought, I can tell that she's mentally ill, that she's mentally challenged. Well, that just makes her easy prey. And that's it. And because of that, that makes him a terrible human being. He knew she was mentally challenged. In order to go out on this date, he had to get permission from her group home and her parents to take her out to that movie. And of course, instead of doing that, he abuses her. Why is it that we don't treat sexual assault seriously? Especially when it comes to young athletes. It's sick that he gets away with this. That she doesn't get justice and he's back to playing tennis like nothing happened. Jesus, man. This whole case, just like the Brock Turner case, is just disgusting. We've got to change this. Hey everybody, if you like this video, then please like this video and share. And if you want to see more like this, then please hit that subscribe button below.